Often people feel like it's a very common thing of when you discover something, particularly about yourself. I'm going slightly off topic here, but I think it's good. If you discover something about yourself that you have to change it, right? And like they're missing out on the huge power of consciousness, right? So let me tell you a little story, and this is from my book, one of my books. It's from the Why Do We Get Sick book, okay? And it's on this point, right? So there's this lady, okay, and she has this diamond ring. She buys this diamond ring for $10,000, okay, and she's not particularly wealthy, but she just loves diamonds. She buys this ring for $10,000, and she loves this ring, okay, and she wears it. If she's talking, like her hand will be creeping up, and she'll take every opportunity to get it into the conversation. She loves looking at it. She just loves this ring. Very high value for her. After a year of owning it, she goes to get it valued because she wants to get it insured. And the valuer says, "I'm sorry to have to tell you, but it's fake. It's only actually worth about $100." So she doesn't, she doesn't fly into a rage and throw the ring into the sea. That's straight from Titanic, isn't it? She doesn't do that. Okay, she doesn't get really angry. She just goes, "Oh, okay, that's disappointing," but And then over time, she doesn't, she certainly stops doing all the, getting it in the conversation and showing it, and she doesn't look at it that much anymore. And then over time, she starts to leave it on the sink when she washes her hands, and sometimes she'll leave it off for a couple of days, and eventually it just disappears. Like maybe she loses it, or she puts it in a box in the back of the cupboard and just forgets about it. Okay, that's the power of consciousness in action. Okay, so we might have a very dearly held belief about ourselves that we are paying a really high price for, a $10,000 price for like, I am powerless and weak. I'm a small little person. I can't do anything. Right? Maybe that's a belief we have. Just that's the first thing that came to mind. And we, spend a lot of time in our life living that. And then one day we become conscious of it and we go, wow, that's not actually true. When I look at all the things in my life, I've done amazing things. I am actually not a small, meek little, I'm actually quite powerful. Okay. Now, what people often do in that situation is go, I must live my power from now on. I must, do this thing and force myself to live my power. You don't need to do any of that, because the power of consciousness is that once you see it, that's like the lady going to the valuer and getting her ring valued. As soon as you see it, you immediately see the price you've been paying for this belief, and it just drops in value. Okay, that's all that needs to happen. Consciousness over time, it will just leave you. You just won't have it anymore. Whereas when you sort of feel like, oh, I have to change things, I have to live this now, because if I don't, everything will go back the way it was. Thank God, but consciousness doesn't work like that. Once you become conscious of something, it's very hard to become unconscious of it. I haven't experienced it, and I haven't seen anyone do that either. I'm not saying it's not possible. I've just never seen it in myself or other people. So knowing that, the value drops and it just fades away on its own.